Hi everyone, my name is Leigh Reed and welcome to another video. So this is the March new release video. I'm sorry I didn't do February, but I'm back with looking at new releases. So in this video, if you've never seen any of these videos of mine before, I just go on Goodreads with you and we explore all the new releases that are coming out in the next month. It's hard to keep up sometimes, so I just like making this video to figure out what books are coming out in the month of March. I know there's one that I'm very excited about, but let's browse, shall we, and see what's coming out in the month of March. Okay, so this is this month. I am currently reading A Court of Silver Flames, if you were wondering, and it's great. I love it. It's really enjoyable. Oh, okay, so the one that I was really excited about, which I knew was coming out, was Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, which is book 2 of The King of Scars. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Like, I'm really excited when I think about it because a certain character is back and I know people don't like, but I'm totally trash for it. So I'm so excited. I don't even want to look at the synopsis, but I know it's coming out March 30th. I pre-ordered and I'm nervous because I pre-ordered Silver Flames, like A Court of Silver Flames, and it took like a week after for it to get here, so I can't get it on release day, and I live far away from like a traditional bookstore, so I can't I have to order it. But Chain of Iron is coming out in March. I did not know that. Book 2 of the Last Hours series within the Shadowhunter world. I still haven't read book 1, and I feel like if I'm gonna read Mortal Instrument books, I need to reread stuff, and I have thought about starting the beginning and reading each book and doing reviews. I have thought about that. So if you think that's a good idea, comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Cynthia Hand has a new book, With You All the Way. I read her Angel series. I really liked that series a lot. What was it called? I forget. But I really enjoyed it. With You All the Way, and it looks very summery. I miss summer and spring. Ada's life is a mess. She just caught her boyfriend cheating on her after a humiliating attempt at losing her virginity. Oh my goodness. And she's had it up to here with her gorgeous older sister's unsolicited advice. But things really hit the fan during a family vacation in Hawaii where Ada discovers her own mother is having an affair. Apparently everyone's falling into bed with people they shouldn't, everyone except Ada. But when Ada decides she's going to stop trying and start doing sex, that is, her best laid plan overlooks an inconvenient truth. Feelings, romantic or not, always get in the way. That kind of sounds interesting. It sounds fun. Jennifer A. Nielsen. Okay, so I read, and I really loved it, The False Prince, I think. It's a YA book, but it was featuring a male character, which you don't see a lot in YA. A lot of YA books feature female characters. Maybe I'm wrong, but I loved it. It was so much fun, and I want to read more of her books. Rescue. It's a thrilling World War II story of espionage and intrigue as one girl races to save her father and aid the French resistance. That's interesting. I don't read historical fiction, though. J.C. Burton has a book, All Consuming. It's a firefighter. Yeah, Brotherhood by Fire. Book 3 sounds good. I've only read her Christmas novellas. I've never read a novel by her. So the first book is Hot to the Touch. The third one is Ignite on Contact. And the third one is All Consuming. So I haven't read that. Becoming. Is it just a new cover change? Because I've already read this book. Adapted for young readers. Oh, that's cool. I probably won't read it because I've already read the first one. So, but that might be a fun audiobook read. That comes out March 2nd. Shannon Hale has a kid's book. That's cute. Itty Bitty Kitty Corn. Aw, that's adorable. I know she writes some middle grade sometimes. Mirror's Edge, Imposters 3. Oh, this is the new Ugly spinoff? Yes. Okay, so book 1 is Imposters. Book 2 is Shatter City. And then book 3 is Mirror's Edge. And, okay, Imposters 3. That's the cover. That's really, ooh, that's like someone falling through someone else's head, apparently. It looks cool though. Okay, so that's fun. Namesake, that's Fable 2. So Fable came out last year and people really loved it. And this is book 2, and this comes out March 16th. That's awesome. What's this one? The Keeper's Daughter by Angeline Bully? Debut author crafts a groundbreaking YA thriller about a native teen who must root out the corruption in her community for readers of Angie Thomas and Tommy Orange. Wow. She's from Sault Ste. Marie, and she's part of the Chippewa Indians. Wow. Yay, go Canadian authors. I love that. Good Girl, Bad Blood. Okay, so this is the second book of the Good Girls Guide to Murder, which came out a couple years ago. Oh, am I thinking of something else? No, maybe not. It was written by Holly Jackson. So the first book is The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and the second one's Good Girl, Bad Blood. A lot of sequels coming out. Romance, The Dating Plan. I've seen this. It looks so cute. I love the cover. I think it was book of the month. Sarah Dessier, if that's how you pronounce it. Even with a step-by-step plan, these fake fiancés might accidentally fall for each other in this hilarious, heartfelt romantic comedy from the author of The Marriage Game. Right, so maybe the covers just look the same, but it's not a series. And Act Your Age, Evie Brown. Everyone's talking about this one. This book 3 in the Brown Sisters trilogy series. The first one is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. The second one's Take a Hint, Danny Brown. And this one is Act Your Age, Evie Brown. I love it when like series have like repetitive type titles. It's just like, I don't know. I like it. So I've heard amazing things. I haven't read it yet. LJ Shen. I haven't read LJ Shen before, but I know people love this author. The Devil Wears Black. That's cool. I like that title. I kind of like The Devil Wears Prada. Maddie Goldblum stitched up a plan to ensure everything in her life was perfect, from a career in fashion to a chic New York City apartment to a pediatrician boyfriend. When her ex, Chase Black, storms back into her life with an outrageous request, her immediate reaction is to refuse him, but he only wants to fulfill his father's last wish. So even though he's the man who broke her heart, playing his fiancée shouldn't be hard, especially if it means she gets to watch the arrogant devil scram a bit. What ensues is a chain of events that detonates Maddie's life, and when Chase's walls come down, they both are forced to face reality. That sounds good. Float Plan by Trish Dollar. That looks cute. Critically acclaimed author, unforgettable and romantic adult debut. A romantic adult debut about setting sail, starting over, and finding yourself. Accidentally Engaged, Farrah Heron. I feel like I've seen this one too. Rena Manji doesn't love her career, her single status, and most of all, her family inserting themselves into every detail of her life. But when caring for her precious sourdough starters, Rena can drown it all out, at least until her father moves his newest employee across the hall, with hopes that Rena will marry him. That sounds cute. Okay, let's look at all the new releases and see if there's anything else that I see that sounds interesting. They all look so good. I'm so excited for Rule of Wolves. Peter Swanson has a new book. I think he did the 8 Perfect Murders, I think. I don't read thrillers, but I've heard of Peter Swanson. Every Vow You Break. A bride's dream honeymoon becomes a nightmare when a man with whom she's had a regrettable one-night stand shows up in this electrifying psychological thriller from the acclaimed author of 8 Perfect Murders. Well, there you go. The Wedding Game by Megan Quinn is a charming story of a crafting queen battling a jaded divorce lawyer on a wedding reality show. Oh, that sounds so fun. I love it. Sounds so good. Lost in the Neverwoods. When children go missing, people want answers. When children go missing in the small coastal town of Astoria, people look to Wendy for answers. Oh, that sounds so good. I feel like I've heard this. And I feel like Astoria means something. Oh, it's a place in Oregon. Is it Goonies, though? Yeah, Astoria is where the Goonies takes place. I think that's all it is. Anyways, I think this is Peter Pan retelling. It's been 5 years since Wendy and her two brothers went missing in the woods, but when the town's children start to disappear, the questions surrounding her brother's mysterious circumstances are brought back into light. Attempting to flee her past, Wendy almost runs over an unconscious boy lying in the middle of the road and gets pulled into the mystery haunting the town. Peter, a boy she thought lived only in her stories, claims that if they don't do something, the missing children will meet the same fate as her brothers. In order to find them and rescue the missing kids, Wendy must confront what's waiting for her in the woods. Okay, so Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. It is a Leigh on the Offbeat meets To All the Boys I've Loved Before. A bisexual girl who gives anonymous love advice to her classmates is hired by the hot guy to help him get his ex back. That sounds fun. I love the cover. Oh, Victoria Schwab has the new Cassidy Blake. I haven't read this series, but I really want to. So this is Bridge of Souls. It comes out March 2nd. And so book 1 is City of Ghosts. Second book is Tunnel of Bones. And the third is Bridge of Souls. And it sounds really good. I wouldn't mind reading that series. It would be awesome. This is a young adult. It's She's Too Pretty to Burn by Wendy Hurd. An electric romance set against a rebel art scene sparks lethal danger for two girls in this expertly plotted YA thriller for fans of E. Lockhart, Lauren Oliver, and Kara Thomas. That sounds interesting. Oh, Crave Book 3, Covet. It's paranormal romance. That's like a ball and chain. I love it. Yes, please. I haven't read the series, but like I kind of want to. So book 1 is Crave. So it's like a paranormal vampire young adult romance. So book 1 is Crave. Book 2 is Crush, and book 3 is Covet, and Court is coming out this year, maybe book 4, but book 3 is coming out in March. I love these covers. 600 pages, yikes. Comes out March 2nd, so there you go. That sounds so fun. Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley. In this charming debut fantasy perfect for fans of Sorcery of Thorns and Girls of Paper and Fire, a witch cursed to never love meets a girl hiding her own dangerous magic, and the two strike a dangerous bargain to save their queendom. That looks awesome. March 9th. Book 2 of the Bone Grace series comes out March 30th, written by Catherine Purdy. So book 1 is Bone Crier's Moon, and the second one is Bone Crier's Dawn. So that's exciting. I've seen this one. I thought it came out. Sometimes when you watch BookTube, you think books have already come out, but they're talking about releases coming out later. So The Two Lives of Lydia Bird is coming out, unless it's like a new cover. I don't know. It was first published in January of 2020, so it's being re-released. Maybe this is the paperback edition. The Two Lives of Lydia Bird, written by Josie Silver, who's the same author as One Day in December. And I've heard it's like kind of a romance, but not really, so it's more like women's fiction. And I feel like this already came out too. Yeah, it was first published in March 3rd. That is The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. It's coming out again on March 2nd, so it's probably the paperback edition. Another fantasy, Wings of Fury. It's young adult, written by Emily R. King, and it's book 1. My mother told me that men would speak about the Golden Age as a time of peace and happiness for all. However, the women of our age would tell a very different story. Cronus, god of gods, whose inheritance is the world, among his possessions, women, imprisoned and fated to serve. The strong-minded Althea Lambros controls her own fate and lives to honor her dying mother's plea to protect her two sisters at all costs. Althea's journey toward crushing the tyranny has begun. It is a destiny foretold by the fates, and she is following their visions. Sounds good. There's like quite a few, actually, more than I thought. So here's another fantasy. It looks like a standalone, or it's a retelling. Let's see. Sing Me Forgotten by Jessica S. Olsen. Issa does not exist, at least not beyond the opulent walls of the opera house. Cast into a well of birth for being one of the magical few who can manipulate memories when people sing, she was saved by Cyril, the opera house's owner. Since that day, he has given her sanctuary from the murderous world outside. All he asks in return is that she uses her power to keep ticket sales high and that she stay out of sight. For if anyone discovers she survived, Isda and Cyril will pay with their lives. But Isda breaks Cyril's cardinal rule when she meets Emmerich Rodden, a charming boy who throws her quiet, solitary life out of balance. His voice is unlike any she's ever heard, but the real shock comes when she finds in his memories hints of a way to finally break free of her gilded prison. It almost sounds like a gender swap Phantom of the Opera. Like, that sounds so good. That's awesome. Tracy Wolff and Avery Flynn. Tracy Wolff is the Crave author. This is a romance, adult, I guess. Two powerhouse authors bringing you a hilarious tale of one woman's journey to find herself again. Ever have one of those days where life just plain sucks? Welcome to my last 3 months. Ever since I caught my campy soon enough ex-husband cheating with his paralegal, I'm 35 years old and I've lost my New York City apartment, my job, my money, and frankly my dignity. But the final heartache and the suck sandwich of my life, my great aunt Maggie's died, the only family member who's ever gotten me. Even after death, though she's helping me get back up, she's willed me the keys to a house in the burbs of all places and dared me to grab life by the family jewels. Well, I've got the vice grips already in hand and I'm ready to fight for my life again. A woman's fiction. I love it. It's another romance, Everything After by Jill Santopolo. The light we lost mixes with a touch of Daisy Jones and the Six in this novel of first love, passion, and the power of choice, and how we cannot escape the people we are meant to be. So we're going to do some quick ones before I end this video. So Restoration of Celia Fairchild by Marie Bostwick. This is a women's fiction. Patricia Briggs has another book out. Man, she just like writes endlessly for the series. So it's book 6 in the Alpha and Omega series, which is part of the Mercy Thompsons. Like, it's a spinoff series. So it's book 6. It's an urban fantasy. That's exciting. Cora Riley, I feel like I've heard of that author before. It's a romance. This is book 6 in the Camorra Chronicles. It's called Twisted Cravings. This is an adult romance series. I Think I Love You by Ariane Desbrie. This is a contemporary and LGBTQ plus and YA romance. Mary H.K. Choi. I feel like I've seen this author before, but this book is called Yoke. It's a young adult contemporary fiction. This is the second book in the Spellbreaker duology called Spellmaker, written by Charlie N. Holmberg. This is a fantasy historical fiction, a little bit of romance. Duchess If You Dare by Annabelle Bryant. This is book 1 in the Maidens of Mayhem series. Romance, historical fiction, or like Regency romance. Oh, Adam Silvera has his new book coming out, Infinity Reaper. It's book 2 in the Infinity Cycle, written by Adam Silvera. It's a fantasy, young adult, LGBTQ+. Blood Air Trilogy. The second book is called Red Tigress, written by Emile Wen-Zale. It's fantasy, young adult. It's a retelling, possibly, but it's a fantasy, young adult. Sounds good. This looks cute. Starfish by Lisa Phipps. Looks funny. Well, it's a middle grade, and it's contemporary, and oh, it's in verse. Interesting. I love it. Meet Me in Paradise by Libby Hubsher. It's a romance, contemporary. I think we all need some paradise right now. I'm missing the sun, that's for sure. And, oh, there's so many stuff here. But I think I'm going to end it there because there's so many. Like, I could just go on forever. So I think that's it. So I'd love to know if there's any books that I've talked about that you're really excited about. I'd love to know. I'm really excited about the new Leigh Bardugo, but you may be really excited about the new Cassandra Clare or some of these romances. Whatever, just comment down below. I would love to have a conversation with you about books. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you've not done so, you can follow me on Goodreads and Instagram. And you know what? I want you to keep reading. Bye.